Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about a very sensitive subject matter. It's not that sensitive, but a lot of people talk about it in a way that as if something blunder, something bad has happened, which is why they don't want to talk about failures. And it is considered to be a very sensitive topic for some reason, and which is why I want to talk about it today. And how can we redefine the word failure in our dictionary? And I'm also going to touch on that today. Hey guys, my name is Sahas and I help experts just like yourself to humanize their brand. And today I'm going to talk about redefining failure. Okay, before even getting there, I know that you must be wondering, why am I holding my mic like this? Yeah, I have the other side of the mic as well, but it's too far for me to actually go there, because if I do that, then I have to keep it there and the voice, and I will be coming like this way on the screen, and I don't want that. So which is why I have to hold it a little back, and I hope you'll be okay with it. Anyways, you don't have any choice. So let's get back to the topic. So today's topic is about failure. By the way, before even starting off this topic, let me tell you, I failed like a zillion times in my life, and I always plan to fail even in the future. I know that is inevitable and that's going to happen. So I just want to tell you that I've already wrapped around the fact that we fail. We as humans, we fail. There is no other way around failing. But people consider failure as, as a life misery. They get anxiety about it, and, they get depressed. And which is why they get that feeling of saying that they're no good, or saying I'm not good enough. So which is why I thought that, it is really important to understand like what really failure is. As you know, a lot of people talk about failure as the worst thing that can happen to them. And whenever you go on social media, you find a lot of people putting out their success stories, what have they've achieved, how life is beautiful and everything. I get it. A lot of people are putting the good stuff when good stuff happens, which is why they want to share it with people. Why would people talk about their bad stuff? Why would people want to talk about their failures on social media? Yes, that's the truth. Not many people want to talk about it. The reason why? Because that also creates a negative environment. They don't go on social media with an expectation that they're going to feel sad. They want to have negative vibes around it. So which is why people go on social media and they expect to be happy. They expect to be smiling. May that be fake smile, but people want to hear good stuff on social media. Which is why our generation and whoever is on social media right now, they're just putting the great stuff, and that is somewhere layering up the reality of the situation. That is also making people uncomfortable talking about failures. And I think it is really important subject to talk about, which is why I'm doing it today. Look, I was also in those shoes when I was also not very comfortable talking about my failures. It was not normalized to talk about failures, right? It still isn't. But that was just until the time I realized a very cool thing about failure. Do you know what that is? The cool thing is failure is an event. It's not a person. Yes, it's very, very powerful and very important statement to internalize, to absorb, to understand what really failure means. It is an event. It just happens. It is something that occurred at one period of time due to some actions that you took, and it resulted into failure. So that result itself is an event. Now let's get a little deeper into understanding about the subject. When someone says that I'm a failure, it means like saying I'm a supercar with a flat tire and no gas. That was a very bad analogy, by the way. Anyways, so failure is not you, me, or any other person or a thing. It's simply an event that happened in order to accomplish something. For example, if you started a business and you're not getting expected results out of it, would you call yourself a failure? You wouldn't, because you know that when you start a business, you start anything in your life, you're ought to fail, go down the dip and come up. A lot of people forget that, failures are important for somebody to rise up again and feel or taste the success on those levels. So failures are just like dips that you go down and then you come up. So similarly, when I gave you an example for a business, if somebody's business fails, does not mean that a person is a failure. It just did not work out. The reason why somebody fails is because multiple events that happened, or the process that got you to accomplish those results, did not get you those results. And the worst thing is that we get so much attached with the goal itself that we totally forget about the process. Now here's the trick that I'm going to tell you, which is going to help you to cope up with failures. And this is what I also think about failures. I've just changed the narrative about it. Now what if we change the narrative of the whole scenario? Instead of relating with the outcome, or instead of attaching ourselves with the outcome, what if we do things for the enjoyment of the process, not the end goal? And you must have heard this saying a lot of times, right? right? Like, it's not the destination, it's a journey. And the process of achieving that goal, the result that you are expecting itself is a very beautiful thing. If you try to link yourself or get connected with the whole process instead of the accomplishment, because once you start connecting yourself with the outcome, you feel sad if it doesn't work out. You feel unaccomplished and you feel like a failure. So that's how I trick myself into anything that I do, that I never think of the end result. However, if I have some goals in my mind, whatever that I want to accomplish, I just do it for the sake, for the love, for the enjoyment of the process, because I love doing the whole thing. And to give you an example, I'm in a business of branding, marketing, personal branding, all of that stuff. And it really ignites me to the fact that, I'm able to help so many people with their personal brands and also bring this kind of an awareness, just like through these channels. So which is why I'm enrolled into the process of bringing this value to you from my experiences, from other people's experiences, and talking to them, talking to you guys just like this. So this helps me to enjoy the process and I really love it. So this is what I am committed to. I'm committed to the process instead of the goal. So which is why this makes me happier. This makes me fulfilled. This makes me to do more. This helps me to get a little ahead from the last time. Now you'd be like, Sahas, isn't it against the fundamentals of marketing that you should know the end result? You should know the transaction value. You should have a goal which is measurable, right? I totally get it. But that is not how marketing works, to be honest. That is not what you have been, if you've been taught that way, if you've been listening that way, that is not marketing. Marketing has changed a lot from what it was before and what it is right now. Marketing is a tool which helps somebody solve a problem and talk to those people in the most efficient way so that their problem can be heard and a solution can be given. That is what marketing is. It is all about talking to that person whose problem can be solved through your product, through your services. How effectively you talk about those solutions is through knowing that person, by really getting empathetic, by really understanding the feelings, by really understanding the worldview of those people. And that is what really marketing is. So if you have been hearing those things about marketing, then you have completely missed the real meaning of marketing. Marketing is the generous act of solving people's problem. And this is what the whole process is all about. Marketing. The process gets you the results, the prospect gets you some answers solved, and then you go for a next one. So once you are enrolled into the process, the journey, the marketing, the branding already starts showing the effects. So which is why whenever we talk about failures, instead of committing or focusing on the end result, go through the process. Even for running ad campaigns, you just don't go to the end result. So the thing is, you cannot control the end result, but you can completely choose to enjoy the process or love the process. And by the way, if you fail, you can always start again and apply all the learnings that you got from the previous run and make it even better the next time. And that is how I deal with my situations. That is how I deal with failures. It helps you to get better. Failures helps you to tap into your potential. Failures open doors to the new possibilities. If it weren't for failures, you wouldn't have been at this place. May that be good or bad, whatever it is. Wherever you are right now, it's because of the failures, because you went through those hardships, you went through those things in your life, which is why you could stand up again, and this is where you are if you're watching this video. So failures are good. Failures gives you a choice of getting better. And if you make that choice, my friend, you're already winning. The whole point of making this video is that to help you understand failures are not bad. They're good. They help you to get better. And the other reason is, let's normalize failures, guys. It's been enough that, a lot of people don't talk about it and they shy away talking about failures. Get out loud and say, yes, I have failed, and internalize it and normalize it. Normalize the fact that people fail and people keep on failing and there is no end result. So let's normalize failure. I hope you got some value out of this video. My whole point of view is to help you understand basic understanding of things which we generally ignore, or that is always there in the subconscious mind. But I want to talk about it because that makes a difference in somebody's life. The way that you articulate, the way you choose, and the way you pick up few words, few things, that defines the kind of person that you become. So be really cognizant about the fact of how you're choosing your words, how you're saying yourself as if I am a failure or the event has failed. Try to understand the difference in these things, because the moment you associate yourself as a failure, you in your subconscious subconscious, your conscious, you already negate success and you think that you are failure, which gets you the anxiety, depression, the feeling of I'm not good enough. All of these things happen. So my friends, you are not a failure. The event fails, not a person, not a thing. It's an event that fails. I hope you got some value out of this video. Please share it with as many as people possible so that they can learn this analogy about failures, so they can disassociate failures from accomplishment or from goal and start enjoying the process itself. Start changing the narrative around failure. Start encouraging people to enjoy the process and not rely on the outcome. That will definitely change your narrative of failure. Last but not the least, now before I end up this video, tell me one thing that you have failed pretty recently. Write down on the comment section and let me know. If you want to get connected with me, you can connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn or Twitter. And you can also connect with me on my website, which is www.sahaschopra.com. Stay tuned for the next video in the series. Till then, be failing.